Hi, I'm Chef Jimmy, and this is Cooking with a Cause. We chose chicken as a core element within this app, and I'd like to share with you why that is. There's three major reasons why I chose chicken as a core. One, it's economical and it's sensible. Two, it's a major source of protein in our American diet. And three, there is no waste on the chicken. With this one chicken, we can break it down into 4 parts, each part used independently. And with the remaining carcass of the animal, we can make a stock. That stock, we're going to be able to utilize as our liquid when cooking any grains or beans or even pasta. That stock is going to have valuable nutrients in it. It's going to be a protein source, and there's going to be collagen in there, a vital healing element for the gut. Now let me show you how to break this down. The optimal tool for this job is a boning knife. It's a thin blade and it has a flex to it. And ideally, as you're working a chicken or any meat on the bone, you want to keep the blade on the bone. And this knife helps one do that. I want to show you how to do it with the most common knife that you probably have in the kitchen, and that's a chef knife. So this is an 8-inch chef knife. They come longer or a little shorter. The process is going to be totally the same. This is the front of the bird, this is the back of the bird, and the bird would normally stand like this. So we're going to start with the legs and thighs. Remember that all poultry is going to follow the same lines. We could do this with duck, pheasant, guinea hen, whatever's available to you, feel free to use that and follow these procedures. So there's a little gap of skin right here, and that's what we want to start by gently separating that. One side of the bird, seems obvious, is exactly the same as the other. So once you break that skin apart, you want to take the thigh and you want to see that thigh bone pop out. We're going to do the same thing with the second side. Roll that bird over on its breast side, take your knife, and you can see this meat. This is called the oyster. You can see that popping out. There's one here and there's one here. We're going to put the blade of the knife up against the bone. You'll feel it. And if the knife doesn't want to move, don't move it. But you're going to use a little scoop, and that's going to free up this oyster meat. You're going to follow that along the bone. You might be able to hear that. And all I'm doing is following the bone. That's one cut. You're going to do the same thing here. You can see the oyster right there. You're bringing the knife in along that bone, along the back, and you're doing the same thing. That's 2 cuts. You want to flip that over. One thing we want to do, this is valuable here for the stock, or if you're into chicken wings, this is where you get the chicken wings. There's one, and again there's one on the other side here. Right through the joint. There's a bone here, and in the middle they meet. That's where you're going to find that space and bring your knife through that. 2 breasts. Down the middle is a breastbone. You'll be able to feel that and gently slide the knife along that breastbone. You're going to wind up going on one side or the other. When you get a deeper cut, start with this side. Keep the knife on the bone, bring it through gently. Work the bird around so it's easy for you to access all these key parts. Right here on the chicken is where the wishbone starts. That's what you're turning the chicken towards you now. The wishbone is facing you. Take this knife, run it along that wishbone, right down to the board. You can see how the meat separated from the bone. And all you're doing now is running your knife along that bone. When you get here, this is where the wing comes into the breast. And you're going to do the same thing as we did here. You're going to find where those 2 bones meet, and you're just going to work that knife down against the bone, against the board. There's one breast. Turn the bird around, and you're going to do the same thing on this side. You can see this is the breastbone right here. Work your knife along the breastbone. All the lines are laid out for you. You just got to follow them. Here's the wishbone is here. The wishbone is on this side also. Run your knife down. You don't even have to see it. And right here, again, is where the joint meets the main part of the bird, and you're just gonna break your breast away right there. 2 breasts, 2 legs and thighs. The leg and thigh has another advantage. The bones are meeting right here. Drumstick and thigh. Flip it over. Use your finger. Feel where those 2 bones come together in that joint. Put the knife in there, and it goes right down. And there's 2 more cuts, and we'll do the same thing with this. We'll see where the bone comes here, bone comes here. There's a groove, the knife goes in there, and it goes down. We'll move these over here. This is the carcass. This is what's going to go into the stock, along with the wings. Here's 1 breast, skin intact. If you don't like the skin, pull that off, but save it, and that'll go in with the stock. One other thing you can do with the breast is we took it off the bone so there's no ribs to deal with. You actually have a tenderloin on both breasts here. Chicken fingers, that can come off. We can also cut this breast in half, and we can also take this bone off. If you get a chicken breast like this at a restaurant or in the store, and you have this part, this wing, this is called an airline breast. It's nothing other than a normal chicken breast with the wing attached. And we'll just take that off. And this can go in with your chicken wings, or you can throw it in with your stock. And that's how we break down a whole chicken. I'm Chef Jimmy, and this is Cooking with a Cause.